Right, glad to have you join us again on the show. This is Business Breakfast on iBrand Television. Let's take a look at what's playing out at the Nigerian equities market. Unfortunately, Ambrose Omojon will not be joining us. My very good friend, Charles Prakoga, is with me in the studio. I'll be doing some analysis of trading activities that played out at the NGX yesterday. But before then, let's tell you that Thursday's trading session of equities on the floor of the Nigerian exchange ended with the benchmark index reversing by 0.38%. The gains made on Wednesday, the all-share index and equities market capitalization dropped from preceding day's highs of 67,353.25 index point and 37 trillion naira to 67,098.8 points and 36.8 trillion naira respectively. The negative record close pushed down the return year to date to 30.92% as the markets decreased by 0.15%, while it has risen by 1.8% this month. Meanwhile, total volume of trade decreased by 298.69 million units of shares traded, valued at 4.48 billion naira, and exchanged in 5,453 deals. Chaps, you're already on your regalia, yes. So you're the best person. You're the best person to help me discuss markets now. What would you say actually played out at the NGX yesterday? Looking at the fundamental that led to this bearish sentiment that was recorded at the exchange yesterday.
Trading session. Basically, just one word: profit taking.
Okay,
profit taking. Because if you see a market that is always closing positive, you see some persons, they are very short term. Once they've realized certain increase, they are out, they cash on and they make their money. So for me, it's just basically profit taking. That yesterday that we saw playing out. All
right, so this is the second decline we're recording this week. If you have to make a projection for today's Friday trading activities, what would you say will be the outlook? Would you project or forecast another decline, or might just expect a miraculous bullish sentiment at the exchange?
Let me put it this way.
All right.
You know, before I even came for this show,
yes,
I've already opened my machine.
Yes.
It was 9:30.
Yes.
That pre-open.
Yes.
And of course, we started about 10:30. We already have a continuous and trading going on. From what I saw happening, yes, market is just trying to take shape and all that. At the end of closing today, what I'm seeing, my own opinion, based on what is going on, I see a very mixed market.
Okay.
Yeah, I see if there's going to be a slight increase or decrease, but it's going to be marginal. Maybe in the range of maybe 0.01 or 2 and all that. It could be in either direction because it's still very early. Because, you know, just 1 minute can make a difference.
It's a lot of difference. So let's talk about the fixed income market. What would you say is playing out in that sector?
Yes, we look at the fixed income market. Now, it's not, the yields here are not too good compared to the inflation rate and all that. But you see, portfolio investors still just want to diversify their portfolio and say, okay, let us have this in this fixed income. And you see, investors generally are used to getting income from this source, so they will still continue to diversify their portfolio. And it is also good for them to diversify, because you cannot continue to say you just want to have your revenue stream coming from just one source. So yes, the rates are not too favorable, but we believe that with the macroeconomic, you can't just wait and say I'm not doing anything. You just have to keep doing something.
Okay. So commodities markets now. What would you say about commodities market?
Yes, for the commodities market, yes, investors too, who are also playing that space very well, they're also looking at some of the macroeconomic conditions in the country. And of course, they are watching closely.
Yes.
Because if you look at what is going on, especially some of these commodities that are being consumed, you see that despite what is happening in the economy today in the country, people still need to consume some of these commodities.
Yes.
You know, so we are still going to see an increase in demand, and of course the supply still will not be meeting some of this demand. So I see an increase in that commodity space.
Okay, I know you made mention of the fact that a particular agro processing food sector actually was at the exchange yesterday. So how do we get more of these companies in that sector to begin to see the capital market as a platform for them to invest, also get funds, and also increase listing for that sector?
That's a very good question you just asked me. And permit me, you see, I'll mention the name of a company.
Okay.
Agro Highlights. Paliagro.
Paliagro, yes. I was going to ask you, how do you get Paliagro to be listed at the exchange?
Because if you look at it, being modest, you know, Paliagro is a company that has all the potential to be on the NGX. The main board.
They are manufacturing eggs.
Yes,
they have Banga extracts being packaged.
Then alright plantain flour,
soya oil, and so many others. Amazing company.
This is a classical example of an agro-allied company.
Yes, of course.
There is a value chain. They add value to some rich agricultural product, and you can see how. In fact, I'm going around my area now that people have to start consuming this Banga and of course the alright plantain flour and of course this soya oil.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going around most of the supermarkets now to ensure that those products are in those places because I have seen that this company has that potential.
Yes.
Not only in the SM board, that's the growth board, but in the main board of the exchange. And I think with that kind of visibility, the company will go places. I'm using this medium now to ask Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Federal Ministry of Finance, in fact, even Lagos State government that is close to us, to see how they can come and partner with this company. Because all the palliative you're talking about, or even creation of job creation, because in agriculture, you get most of the labor there. So with Paliagro doing all these things, all their farms in places like Abeokuta and other places,
Delta State as well,
you know, and all that, this company needs all the support from state government, local government, and even the federal government. Yes. So I think the company will go places, and me on my own part, you know, I will do everything I can to ensure that when they want to come to the market, we will give them all the necessary assistance, professional advice, so that when they come to the market, their prestige already, Paliagro is an household name in Lagos. But when they get to the market, you begin to see their prestige will increase.
And it will gain national momentum and even international recognition.
Of course, even the shareholder base will expand. And even the customer base
will also increase. Expand. So it's a ripple effect across the value chain.
Exactly. And I know they have started doing some little exports. You begin to see this product will be exported because I know the quality of the product
is extremely rich.
The quality, and because all what the product goes through before this value chain, value is added and it comes out. So like that Banga, and it comes out as that thing. I mean, it tells you it has gone through quality assurance. So I believe this is a model company that should be in the agricultural space in our capital market.
Yes, exactly. And I wouldn't agree less with all that you said, because I believe when Paliagro get listed at the NGS, it will go a long way to boost the visibility of the brand. Then we ensure that every Nigerian home has at least one product of this particular product made by Paliagro. But because of time, this is the most we can say. I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Charles Farquhar, my very good friend, for sitting in for Ambrose Omojo, who could not make it to the studio this morning. Thank you for your time. Catch you again at 4:30 for Analyst Hangout.
I'll be there.
All right, now let's switch focus now to our conversation. But before then, let's tell you that with a continued uptick in Nigerians' inflationary trend, its impact on consumer spending and manufacturing activities in the country, there are calls for the Tinubu-led federal government to address the challenges inhibiting domestic production and ease the bottleneck in the operating environment. Also, bamboo is a fast-growing and renewable resources that can be used for a variety of purposes such as construction, furniture and paper production, with an annual investment return of over 1.6 million naira in Nigeria if ventured into. In this segment of the conversation, we will be discussing with a lady who have decided to carve a niche for herself, making it the first furniture maker using bamboo in Nigeria. And finally, crude oil prices in the international market extended gains today, and we're on track for a second week of increase on heightened fear that the Israel-Gaza conflict may spread in the Middle East and disrupt supplies from one of the world's top producing regions. Let's get talking after this time out. Please stay with us. I'll be back in a moment.